Hello everyone and welcome back to a new round of the Drivers Room Acelith Design Endurance Championship. I am your commentator Slingshot Sherberg and this is Tier 1 from Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi, and we are racing the Group 3 machines tonight. This race will transition from sunrise to evening. So we'll start off pretty much in the floodlights and finish off in the floodlights. It's going to be a 32 lap race, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the drivers opt for during testing and everything. We've heard that three stop soft could be the fastest. Some could go for a two-stop medium, or even a one-stop medium, but that will have to be seen what the drivers actually choose for strategies. But I think the absolute fastest will opt in for a um, three-stop on soft stints only. So that will mean 8 laps per soft and around 16 per medium. So it's going to be interesting to see what the guys do tonight. Um, the track will heat up. It will get extremely warm at the midpoint of the race. The tires will burn a lot faster, so the drivers will have to deal with that as well. So yeah, let's head down to the grid, and I've talked long enough in this intro, so let's head down to the grid and see where everyone qualified in today's lovely race. All right, here we are at the grid. Let's see where everyone qualified before we send these racers off. Starting off in pole position, we have G-Rabbit, his teammate Funniest Cowboy right behind him in P2. We have Cartman in P3. P4, we have Epu. We have Kojin in P5. Huskonen there in P6. Walker Space in P7. We have Bakus in P8. Gadget then with mechanical issues still locked to his automatic gears, so let's hope he gets that figured out pretty soon. And we have Vlave finishing off the field in the back. All right, here we are. 5 lights to go dark. And we're off for round 4. Midpoint of the championship already in Season 2. As we see, it's a very good start there from the Finns, as Rabbit, Cowboy, Epu is now in P3. Cartman has dropped down to P5, so losing 2 positions there from the start. The Ferrari not really a good starter. The 296, as we see Kojin, a very good start in the Alpha 4C. Huskonen then moving himself up into P5 already, as we see there in the background. And was there a little... we do have someone have spun, so we're gonna take a look back at that a little bit later. It is Kojin, so we're gonna look at what happened to Kojin after everyone gets through to lap 1 or lap 2. Coming up on the little back straight then, after the big long straight, Rabbit still being overpowered as always. Whatever G-Rabbit is smoking or putting into that gas tank, it seems to work for the cars he's driving. Maybe he should be checked for steroids soon, since he wins a lot. No offense there, G-Rabbit, just making fun. As we see, G-Rabbit has opted for soft, so he's probably going to go for the aggressive 3-stop on soft. Same with Cowboy. We have Epu, same there on soft. Mediums for Cartman, actually, so he might go for the longer run on the mediums, so maybe 16 laps for Cartman before he goes to the first pit stop. Huskonen soft. We have mediums there for Walker, mediums for Bakus. His teammate Flappy is not here tonight. We have mediums there for Gadgets. Gadgets probably opting for either a 1-stop or a 2-stop for mediums. Flav also with a 2-stop there. So yeah, Kojin. Taking a look back with Mr. Kojin. What in the world happened to him? Did he just oversteer? Overcorrect? Oh! Hits the wall and completely gets out of balance. Ay, ay, ay. Coming back on the start of lap 2, we have G-Rabbit still in the lead there, managing to actually get himself a little gap down to his teammate. Cowboy and Rabbit, very inseparable in the races so far this season. Hasn't been a lot of people that have been able to challenge them all that much. So yeah, I think the Finns are gonna do well in this one. As you see, Cartman very wide out of the hairpin. Amazing sound from that Ferrari, actually. As we see, the battle for P4 is on. I think the top 3 is gonna, yeah, they're in a big gap down to each other. As we see, Huskonen trying to make a move on Cartman. I think he actually is able to do so, as we see Walker as well closing in on Cartman. Huskonen and Ukraine sandwich. Very close to each other out of the hotel there. As we see the big mighty beamer right behind them. Walker eager to try and get past Huskonen. Bakus, we have Gadget in front of Lave and Androeli or Kujin right there. Huskonen, probably the fight we need to pay attention to. The fight for 4th and 5th. As we see, Bakus has dropped off a little bit. He's not really in the attack zone of these people just yet. The sounds of these cars are just amazing. I can't say it enough. You have the NSX, you have the Ferrari 296 with the beautiful engine sound, and then you have the burly beamer. As they go through the short circuit stadium. I wish we had multiple layouts of Yas in GT, but we just have the now current layout. Racing Team Finlanders in action, Mr. Huskonen. We don't see any change from the top 3. But yeah, the closest on track is probably these 4, with Bakus a little further behind Cartman and Walker and Huskonen. But Gadget doing very well for just being stuck in automatic gears. So yeah, his gearbox problem is still ongoing. He's had this now for 3 races in a row, I think it is. It was either Fuji or Dragon Trail where the issues started to arise again. So let's hope the problems get solved as soon as possible. Not being able to change gears when you want to, and changing gears when the game does it. It's not really... Oh! As we see Cartman with a mistake! Coming back on Cartman with Cartman. What did Cartman do? Oh! Jumps over the curb and completely spins it. Cartman is really unlucky this season. Dragon Trail, he had like a million hits into the Chicane of Doom, giving the position to Walker and Huskonen. Cartman will have to... Oh, as we see another upset on the car, going off the curb. Cartman is really, really unlucky these days. Cartman is on the level of G-Rabbit and the rest, but yeah, Cartman is so unlucky these days. It's incredible to see that the mighty Cartman is, yeah, just struggling. It could also be because of him being in onboard view, not exactly VR, but he doesn't have all of the information around him that he would in bumper cam and hood cam and all that stuff, or as the Brits say, bonnet cam. But yeah, very unlucky season so far for Cartman. I don't really think this is what Cartman wants. But that's the way of racing. Get a little too cocky on the curbs and the car will spit you into the wall, like we just saw with Cartman. As we see Walker then in front of Cartman, now chasing down Huskonen. Huskonen also in VR, so he does have a lot of ways of looking around the corners. Same with Gadget. But Huskonen doing very well. Just staying out of trouble now. Trying to break the slipstream off Walker. This track is so weird, it's beautiful, it's a lovely track to race on, but whenever you do race on it, it feels like you're going 5 miles an hour or 10 kilometers an hour. It just feels slow, but yeah, it is the way the track is built, I guess. It just feels slow to drive, but it's a wonderful driving experience. As we're gonna give a little bit of camera time to the others, Vox, Bacchus there. We have Gadget trying to keep up in the Audi. And Vlave there as well, just wanting to stay out of trouble, try and get a few good points with them. As we see Kojin all the way in the back. Very, very difficult for Kojin to catch up on a track such as this. So Kojin really struggling right now after his lap 1 mistake right there. G-Rabbit then should be due for his first pit stop in a couple of laps. If our calculations are correct, it should be at the end of lap 8 for Mr. G-Rabbit, or Matila. I'm sorry, I can't say your name properly, so it's just Cowboy. Cowboy, also due for a pit stop. G-Rabbit has used more of his left front as well, so he must be aggressively driving that car in a way Cowboy is not driving it. Epu, we forgot about him. Looking decent so far on his tires as well. And Huskonen then, still not out of the danger zone. As we see Walker is closing in on him. Walker is very close now into the chicane part. Cartman can't really keep up with his teammate with the front splitter and wheel damage. So it's up to Walker to try and do something, get an advance in positions. As we see, Walker's tires have barely worn at all. The mediums will last until 15, 16 laps, where their prime really dies off. As we see Huskonen very slidey out of the hotel corner. Huskonen really struggling for grip now out of the corners. The tires are really starting to die off. His prime has really kicked in. Oh, as we see a little bump there for Walker. Oh, and yeah, that could be. Oh, as we see a full-on drifting moment there from Huskonen, as he tries to survive, as Vox Bacchus gives him a friendly push to stay on the right path. But yeah, Walker space. That could end up in a post-race penalty for not waiting for push to pass, more or less. Could have been desync, or what's the other word? Netcode. Might not have been a bump from Walker on his screen, but yeah, he should have waited for Huskonen. So this, yeah, this is probably not sitting well with Huskonen at all at the moment. So yeah, there could be post-race penalties for this, but that is not up to me. That is up to the stewards, whoever they are. I know there is a few of them, 4 stewards, 4 or 5 stewards that will look at that potentially after the race. Then Huskonen will be under heavy pressure now from Gadget. Gadget, who is not going to need a pit stop for a long while yet. He's going to stay out until at least lap 15, lap 16, before he even considers going into the pits. So Huskonen under some pressure now from the Maestro, the tire Maestro. Oh, Huskonen really, really struggling for grip now. And look at that rear right tire. That has actually worn more than the front. Ooh. That little drift he had in the previous lap is not really helping Huskonen's case at this point. Huskonen now just trying everything in his power to stay in front of Mr. Gadget. He might lose his position now to Gadget, but I think this is Huskonen's in lap. I will say the livery designer for the team Racing Finlanders have done an amazing job with that livery. It looks so freaking awesome. One of the better looking liveries on track. Same with Gadget's TMB, and we have the Ukraines with their amazing, beautiful liveries. Bacchus as well with Flapjack's livery on that one. As we see G-Rabbit into the pits. We have Cowboy Hekila. I can't. I don't want to butcher that name. I'm sorry. Cowboy Epu, all in now. Walker and Cartman still staying out, and Cartman still staying out with that damage. so it must not be slowing him too much, but he is not able to overtake his teammate Walker's pace. He just has to try and stick on with Walker as close as possible. As we do see, Epu has been into the pits. Huskuna has been into the pits, gotten himself a new set of soft tires. And Epu has dropped behind the Ukraines. We have Cowboy and G-Rabbit in the front still. G-Rabbit has gotten a massive gap now down to his teammate Cowboy. So he's just in the league all by himself tonight, Mr. Rabbit. Cartman still trying to see if he can find a way past his teammate, but yeah, very difficult with the front splitter ruining his downforce and his front right tire. As we see Epu closing in there on Cartman and Walker, going on board with Epu for a little bit. See Epu closing in now on Cartman. Very close into the chicane now. Could be a move soon there. Epu does have fresher tires, but he is at a massive disadvantage right now. His tires are going to burn more, and the Ukrainian boys are not going to give him an easy pass. He really has to work for this one. And this will start to wear his tires a little bit more, as we see. Oh, a little punt to pass there from Epu. Yeah, and we see Cartman is really not happy with that one. There's no damage, but that was a punt to pass. That could also result in a post-race penalty for the Finn. So, yeah. I think the stewards are going to be busy looking at a few incident reports after this one. That is for sure. As we see Epu taking up the hunt for P3. I do understand that Epu is desperate to, as we see Bacchus into the pits there, I do understand that Epu is desperate to try and get in front of Walker so his tires doesn't die out too quickly. We are at the warmest point where the sun hits the track, so it's going to burn the tires a lot faster. The sun actually has a thing to say in GT. The stronger the sun on the time of day, the more it will burn the slicks out. The faster they will wear. So strategies might change because of that. As we see Epu, oh, there's a big fight there between Walker and Epu as they kiss into the chicane. Very aggressive driving from Epu. Kind of like move B, get the F out of my way. That's kind of how it felt like. I'm not gonna use curse words in the video, so I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But I think you all get the gist of what I'm trying to say for that one. So Epu then pushing himself into P3 again, burning off a lot of his tires. But I think those two incidents could result in a post-race penalty, so Epu needs to be careful. The stewards might not like what they've seen right now. Walker and Cartman then are starting to wear on their tires. They should be good for another 4 laps before they have to actually go in. And we see Gadget and Vlave into the pits already. So they're going for a different medium strat. So there could be it could be that Gadget is now going to hold on till lap 23, 24, and then change to a set of soft at the very end. Kojin has gotten himself up in the P8 on his first set of mediums, and he is closing in on Bacchus, as Bacchus has just come out on a new set of medium. And as we know with the 4C, it is a very, very good car around the corners, and it is not that slow as you might think it is. But down the straight, it might struggle a little bit. He has the inside going into the chicane though. And I think Kojin, with a good clean overtake there, takes P7. Very good clean racing there from Mr. Kojin, or Andrueli. And Bacchus has overextended the chicane a little bit and has gotten himself a half-second penalty, as we see the TMB boys closing in as well. P9 and P10 for the moment. So G-Rabbit still in the lead. He has left his teammate behind. Epu is closing in on Cowboy, and he has truly dropped Walker and Cartman. I can't help but say this, but again, I'm not the biggest Ferrari man in the world, but this 296, it checks all of my boxes. It is sleek, it is beautiful, it's sexy. It is a proper good-looking machine. Used to be the F40 and F50. That was my absolute favorites of Ferraris. But yeah, the 296 has chiseled its way into my heartstrings. All right, coming back on lap 21 then, we have Cowboy with P2. We have Epu there in P3. Cartman P4. And Walker there in P5. That was a beautiful camera angle going through the chicane there. We have Bacchus and Kojin again, fighting for P6. As we see, that little 4C is good down the straight. You wouldn't think that from that little beastie, but it does have a good straight line engine. So yeah, definitely not a bad straight liner, that 4C. It doesn't have the best top speed, I know that, but yeah, definitely keeping up with the big, mighty, burly Beamer. beautiful paint job there from what Flappy has done to that team, Tajitu, or however you say that. Gadgeton in P8. His tires are looking very good so far, as we saw him pit in lap 20, 12. So he should be good towards lap 24, 25. Unless he's doing a one-stopper. That could be... no, he's not going to be doing a one-stopper. His tires are not going to last a one-stopper. He will be pitting within the next few laps, I think. Same with Vlave. We have Huskonen all the way down to P10. Something bad has happened there then. We have no real info on that right now. But he has to work himself back into a better position. His soft tires are starting to wear off as well. As we do see G-Rabbit, he should be coming in for his final pit stop next lap, or either the lap after that. And that should be Rabbit good towards the very end as he goes down towards the chicane. Used to, or hairpin. It used to be a chicane. I actually missed the chicane part of this track. I don't like that they changed it into hairpins, but you know, FIA and all that, they do what they want. I missed this chicane part where they usually went through. As we see the rallycross track as well on the side there. Petter Solberg had a few good moments on this track, if I remember correctly. So we see Cowboy. Eppo still doing okay there in third. And then we have Cartman completely shredded through his soft tires. Should probably be doing another lap now and then moving into the pits. Oh, to change off his change into his final set of tires for the evening. Little slidey out of the chicane there, as we see Walker as well. Walker is on a completely different strategy, going for mediums. That could be potentially the tire towards the very end there for Walker. Maybe he's doing a 3-stop medium or 2-stop medium. Very interesting to see different strategies between the two Ukrainians. And we have Kojin. He has done a remarkable job of fighting himself back up into the field and getting at least into the top 6. Bakus just has nothing to contend with on those worn mediums, and it should be time for him to go into the pits very shortly, as we see Cartman has dropped into the pits for his final set of tires. He went in a lap early, so this is going to be very interesting towards the end. He's going to be driving 9 laps on that set of soft. He should have gone in at the end of lap 24, not the start of 24, as we see Kojin coming up in front of him and snagging P5. But I'm pretty sure Cartman has a plan, like Dutch Vandalin in Red Dead Redemption. I have a plan, Arthur. So Cartman is going to be on a full push now. as Kojin is on significantly more worn tires. G-Rabbit into the pits at the end of lap 24 as predicted to change off to his final set of soft tires. I do love the Aston. Same with the Ferraris. Not a big Aston Martin fan, but this thing is just, ooh, beautiful. And I do love the DBR9 as well, but that is so crappy to drive in ADEC. Whenever people drive that, it really doesn't turn out well for the people who have chosen the DBR. But hopefully someone will be brave enough to choose the DBR in the future. Would be awesome to see the old girl on track. As Eppu has dropped down to P3, or Eppu comes out just in front. We have connection there between. No! Alright, taking a look back with Eppu and Walker. I think Walker should have yielded as he pit maneuvers Eppu. And he gets damage coming out of the pits. Oh. Does Walker even wait? Doesn't look like it. Ooh, that could be another post-race penalty there for the Ukrainian. Oh, Eppu's not happy. I have a feeling that rocket launchers and machine guns and bazookas and tactical nukes are going to be sent towards Walker in Eppu's mind. Oof, that was not a good performance there from the two. Should have been a little bit more respect from one of them. I think maybe Walker might have. I'm not sure. I am not gonna go into the details of that. That is up to the stewards if there's a report. So yeah, there's been a lot of incidents tonight where there could be potential stewards reports and post-race penalties from what we've seen, as we see Cartman now closing in on Eppu. Eppu has no choice but to go in for another pit to fix the damage. Eppu's race completely ruined there, coming out of the pits. Yeah, I think Walker's going to be under a lot of scrutiny after that one. I think that could be a post-race penalty, but as I am not a steward, it is not up for me to decide. As we see, the sun is setting, and we should see the floodlights and everything come on very soon. Eppu then dropping down to P5. Is he safe from Kojin? He is indeed safe from Kojin, so he just has to push all that he can now. Maybe he can get P4 out of this kerfuffle with maybe Walker is not pitting. I don't think he needs a pit, so yeah, that could be very interesting to see in the post-race if stewards' inquiries happen after that one. I feel like I've repeated myself multiple times now when it comes to stewards, but yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a few inquiries in Tier 1. Kojin then is doing remarkable after his hairpin hairpin lap 1 mistake, and he has gotten himself up into a very respectable P6. He could potentially take up the challenge to Epu as well. That's probably a little out of focus right now, as we understand. So Kojin could take up the battle now to Epu. So we'll have to go back and see that in a few moments. Tajitu Motorsport Vox Bacchus just been staying out of trouble, just doing whatever he can to snag a few good points. A 154.7 there, a very good lap time from Bacchus, as we also see a 52.2 from G Rabbit. I don't know how the hell he manages to get that fast of a lap time, but the perks of being an alien, I guess. As we see, Huskonen has gotten in front of Gadget and Vlave, and is now going to try and leave these two behind. As we hear, the Audi is definitely more loud in its engine noise than the NSX. Very wide out of that turn there for Gadget. Let's hope there's no penalty that incurs from that one. I think he's very lucky. The penalty lines on Yas Marina are pretty relaxed compared to other tracks like Le Mans, where just go over the curb a little bit and you get slapped with a 10 million second penalty. And then go over another curb and you get put in with a 10 light year penalty. So yeah, Le Mans penalties are extreme in comparison to Yas. As we do see the lights around the track. If it's one positive thing about Yas Marina, it is the lights everywhere on track, and the hotel is just beautiful. Gadget trying to catch up to Huskonen. They're all on the same set of fresh soft tires now. As we see, Kojin is not really closing in all that much on Epu. Cartman has gotten into P3. I think Walker might have had a penalty or a spin. Yeah, I think he might have had a spin. Maybe pushing too hard. And Cartman getting P3 from that. And Walker's tires are really starting to die off at the moment. Bacchus starting to get low on fuel. Let's hope he has enough go-go juice in the tank to last the race. Huskonen, very unlucky earlier in the race, where he got punted off by Walker as well. Like I said, could be a few stewards reports in today's race. And yeah, the post-race penalties could be quite severe for certain individuals, or there could just be a slap on the wrist for some of it. Then again, up to the stewards, not me. So Huskonen is just trying to do a recovery drive and make sure he gets with him a few good points in this one. Very wide out of the last turn there for Huskonen. As we see Gadget just closing in there for Vlave. Will Vlave be able to do anything about his teammate? instead of going from attacking, Gadget has to result to defending from his teammate or sister teammate. Team B yellow versus Team B orange. As we see, Vlave is trying to find a way past his rival teammate. Is Kojin any closer to Epu? No, he's not. Walker, not any closer to Cartman. So actually the closest battle on track now is the battle for P9, as Gadget is trying to defend against Vlave. So we're gonna get some screen time for the TMB boys. I find myself just watching the race at the moment instead of actually commentating. Not much to say right now other than Gadget just trying to salvage whatever he can. As we see Vlave, is he close enough to make a move? I think he is trying to go for an overtake here as Gadget covers the inside. And he just slots himself back in, as we saw a little bit of brakes locking up for Vlave there. Vlave taking a different line now, going into the hotel. Trying to see if he can smoke out a mistake from Gadget. Gadget and VR. So Gadget is probably using his rear view mirrors as best as he can to try and cover off his teammate. Red Bull and Toro Rosso, basically. Vlave has dropped off a lot now, made a few mistakes in the last few corners. So he's not as close to Gadget as he would like. As you see, Gadget is closing in slowly there on Hoskonen. Hoskonen is not going to make it easy for any of them. As we see, Kojin not close to Epu. Epu is closing in on Walker. Could it be a battle for P4 there then? Walker's tires have worn a lot more than Epu's soft. So medium versus soft now. This could be the last lap to do it for Epu to regain some honor. It's not really a point of trying to go past into turn one there, Epu. Too tight. Might have the best overtaking opportunity down the main straight or the mini straight going into the second hairpin. As we see Walker trying to close in the hairpin. Epu might have the better exit. As we do have a... Oh, there's a lot of bumping between these two. Oh. Oh. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. This is like Wreckfest. As we see Walker spinning out. Oh. Yeah, that... I don't know which one was at fault with that straight line thing, but as we see G Rabbit and Cowboy has finished the race. We have Cartman coming in to take P3, and yeah, he has been unlucky over the past few races, but looks like he's able to get a few good points in this one. So P3 there for Cartman. We have P4 for Epu, who should have really been in P3. But I don't know who was at fault coming out of when he came out of his more or less last pit stop, where he had to do extra pit stop. So again, up for the stewards to decide on that one. We have Walker's face there in P6. We have Bakus, P7. We have Huskonen with Gadget and Vlave coming up to finish the field in the back. I don't think Huskonen is under any threat there, as we see Gadget trying to fend off Vlave to the very last corner. I think he has that. Good race from everyone tonight. All right, that was round 4 of the Drivers Room Acelith Design Endurance Championship Season 2. Tier 1 then, as we see the beautiful lighting on the hotel. Yeah, that was, for a lack of a better word, I have a feeling there's going to be a few grid swaps post race. Yeah, the things we've seen in tonight's race, there could be potential stewards' inquiries from those. But otherwise, it's been a very good, strong race from G Rabbit and Cowboy. Um, and very strong race from Epu as well, but very unlucky coming out of his potential last pit stop, or what should have been his last pit stop. Cartman mostly stayed out of trouble, and after his damage in the first stint, managed to get himself into a podium. So yeah, next round I think will be even more chaotic in 2 weeks' time, because that's going to be High Speed Ring and the final goodbye to the Vision GTs, the Hyundai N25s, and the LMP ones, as we go over to the Le Mans hypercars for seasons 3, 1, 2, and 3 for next year as well. As only the hypercars will be available for Group 1. Everyone's going to be allocated a certain car, so no one's going to choose a meta. And the hypercars are either the most crap cars that you will be driving, or it could be the best car you will be in. But the next season, you will have to change to either the worst or the best, depending on what you are given. So it's going to be very interesting to see multiple variations of the Beamer, the Ferrari, the Porsche, the Toyota, and the Peugeot. So there's going to be a little bit of everything on track for next season when it comes to Group 1. So with that said, Tier 2 should be arriving out in the commentary box tomorrow. And I hope you all enjoyed. And this was definitely an interesting race with the Group 3s. And I look forward to seeing different classes here on Yas Marina. The Group 4s and the Group 1s are yet to come on this track. So, yeah, I have been Slingshot Sherberg, and sorry for the long outro, but I will leave you now and have a good one.